Okay, it's 4 o'clock on Thursday, May 9th, 2019. We have a quorum, so I'll call this library board meeting to order. First item is the approval of the agenda, which is displayed for everyone on the tablets. And I will make a motion to approve the agenda as shown. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Do I have any discussion, any changes? Paulina, any changes that we
No.
do? Okay. So hearing none, then all in favor saying, of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carried. Up next is the approval of the minutes, and those are printed or written in the, and you can display them on here, or hopefully everyone's had a chance to review them, because this packet was sent out electronically to everyone. So hopefully everyone's had a chance to read through the minutes. So I will make a motion to approve the minutes as written. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion, corrections, edits? All right, hearing none, then all in favor of approving the minutes from the April 18th, 2019 library board meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. Then we'll go into the financial report.
Okay.
All right, Paulina?
We are 33.42% through 2019, and our budget is approximately 27.30% expended. Contractual maintenance building bills in April included remittance to Gawk Sheet Metal to repair an ion unit on the children's roof, and snow and ice removal to find a roof leak, as well as precision alarm systems for the annual fire alarm inspection. Computer supplies and equipment, including a Google Chrome for the children's room catalog, and some computer hardware for the memory lab network. We got a DV adapter and a SVHS deck because the two we had were not working. Subscriptions and membership bills included annual renewals for Ancestry, the New Ulm Journal, and the Mankato Free Press.
So were they ever able to find the roof leak?
The one in the children's, I think, more or less a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we are still having some issues up there, but it's a normal one. But I think they found the other one kind of by where the unit might have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a leak the other day in the main part too.
Yes, we haven't actually had any since the rain. Right now, we haven't had any leaks where we normally get them. There's one upstairs a little bit that started yesterday, but I think it cleared out. But the GOG was at the library this past Friday, and they cleared out all their drains, and we're working on a part of the children's room, seem to. So hopefully we'll be okay.
All right, any other questions regarding the financial report? Well, nothing out of the ordinary in terms of the expenditures and stuff, so. All right, then we'll move on to the librarian's report.
Okay. Some things that happened in April. On April 9th, the Lions Club members presented a check for large print materials to library staff, and that check was for $1,000. Andrea Lynn Gary joined the April 22nd Earth Day Storytime to play her guitar and lead the children in song between books read by the Youth Services Librarian. We also celebrated Arbor Day in German Park with some second graders. Mary Boosman was there, as well as our Youth Services Librarian read the story The Busy Tree by Jennifer Ward. The Interpretive Center beneath the Herman Monument will be closed this summer, so the displays will continue to be up at the library for viewing. And a reminder for the Brown County Library Board will be meeting in June on Monday, June 10th at 7 p.m. in Springfield.
All right, any questions for Paulina on the librarian department activities? Do you want anything in the statistics you want to cover, or?
No, unless anyone has any questions.
Okay. Then we'll move on to programming. April?
Sure. I wanted to thank CAST for partnering with us to offer the Birdwatching with Al Bat program. That was on April 2nd. We had a great turnout. We had 80 people there, so it was a really good program, and he did a really nice job of presenting, so that was a lot of fun. In upcoming programs for adults, on Tuesday, May 14th at 6 p.m., the New Ulm Film Society will be continuing their Coming of Age series. And on Friday, May 17th at 8:30, Paulina will be leading an Introduction to Ancestry Library Edition class. Registration is required for that class. Anyone interested can call the library at 507-359-8331 to register. There is plenty of space left right now. On Tuesday, May 21st at 6:30 p.m., the Civil War Roundtable will meet, and Bryce Stenzel will present on Lincoln and the railroads during the Civil War. On Thursday, May 30th at 6:30 p.m., we have an added program for the Becoming American grant. Dan Hoisington will be presenting a program titled Immigration Through New Ulm Eyes, talking about the history of new immigration in New Ulm. And I'd be happy to answer any questions on those.
All right, moving right along then. Now we have a summer reading program update. Catherine?
Well, I am here to update you on summer reading, so if you just sit back, it's just a short half-hour program. No, I'm just going to let you know a little bit about what we're doing. So this year's theme is a universe of stories, and we're really thrilled because it's all space-related. And we happen to have some very big space fans at the library, as you might know. So registration is going to be in-house only this year. I know last year we tried registration with the rec center, and unfortunately, without having control of that registration, it was very hard to gather statistics, from what I understand, and also just to keep track of who had signed up there, and then they had to come to the library to pick up their materials, and got a little crazy. So I'd like it to be as easy as possible, so we're going to just do in-house registrations. So you come in with your child, you register. We are starting on June 10th. Not being from here, I've actually never experienced a community that has 8 days off for snow. And when the calendar turned over for the public schools and said the next snow day that you'll have to come to school is June 3rd, we were like, and I was really nervous. And so we moved it to the 10th. We feel a little more comfortable about it. So we put together a 6-week program that the kids are really going to have 7.5 weeks to do. We've got a week leeway after the program, so if anybody finishes a little late and says, we're going to go ahead and finish you out with the program. So no worries about that. Let's see. It is a self-guided program, so that means the kids will be responsible for doing their own reading or being read to. It's a little bit easier when they're being read to. And some kids are going to just take off and do a fabulous job with it, and some kids are going to need a little extra incentive, which is why we've reached out to the community to donate coupons for us to give them. We've got tons and tons of gifts that we're going to give them in a grab bag halfway through. The teen program is really very self-guided, so they'll sign up, they'll read a book, they'll write the title of that book on a ticket, and they'll drop it in the weekly prize drawing, and then that's their incentive to keep going with us. Everybody's going to get a chance to participate in a finisher's raffle. As long as they finish, they get a ticket for the grand prize. The grand prizes, I like to put together little collections of books or something fun that goes along with the theme of that collection. So if I can find, a space adult coloring book for the teens, it's a great stress relief with some of the things that they have to go through for school and things. So, or a lightsaber, who knows? Whatever I find that catches my eye and goes along with the theme for that age range, I'll put it together for them, and that's what they'll have a chance to win. We have some great activities that we're going to do. One of them is called A Strange New Planet, and so the kids who sign up for that program are going to come in and they're going to learn what it's like to be an observer and to be mission control, and we'll have some planets that they can look at through a telescopic view, and then a space explorer view, and then a space rover view, and so they'll be able to see the planet from far away and they'll have to make observations. They'll see the planet a little closer up and make observations. Then they'll be able to touch the planet, see whether it has any magnetism, how heavy it is. Do they think there might be water on that planet? So it's a really good learning activity for them, and it's a lot of fun. And the next one, of course, everybody's going to want to do. It's called Loony Lunar Phases. You can say that 3 times fast, I'm going to give you a prize. And that is where we take Oreos and we open them up and we make the moon phases with the cream. And we talk about the different phases, kind of how that has an effect on us and the planet. And then you get to eat the Oreos. So who doesn't want to do that? We'll finish up our activities in-house with a Star Trek USS Enterprise office supply creation. And so it looks really very much like the USS Enterprise using CDs or old DVDs, some paper clips, and some pens. So I think we'll have a good turnout for all of those. We're also going to be offering story time 3 times a week. So we'll do it on Monday morning, Wednesday morning, and then Wednesday evening has been well requested from the people that I've been meeting. So we're going to put that back in the mix. We're going to do the things that we normally do. We'll have a scavenger hunt bi-weekly. We'll do crafts bi-weekly. Those will all be space theme related. We're going to have our Lego Club back every week on Thursdays, and that's been really requested by everybody. The teens are not going to be left out with activities, so we're going to make elemental jars, and we're also going to make astrological constellation t-shirts. So they'll come in and pick out their zodiac, and then we'll find the constellation that goes with it, and then with the bleach pen on a dark colored shirt, we'll go ahead and make that constellation for them. Let's see. We have some entertainment this summer. The first thing we're going to do is have, with a partnership with the Parks and Rec, we'll be part of the concert series in German Park. We have Lewis and Dan and the Invisible Band coming, and that is through a legacy grant. The Friends of the Library have very generously provided us with an entertainer who is kind of an educational entertainer, and so he's going to come in. He's a unicyclist. You might have heard of him. His name is Don B. If you travel in unicycle circles. But he has apparently quite a reputation. But what he does do is he does a lot of tricks, and he teaches the kids the tricks that he does, but he also teaches them that everything that he learned through a book. So I thought that was a wonderful program to host for summer reading. We're going to have another visit from the Naren in July, right before Bavarian Blast. We're also going to do some afternoon movies on Fridays, one in June and one in July. And then we'll do some outdoor activities with Mr. Scott from the DNR. He's going to do the archery over again because it was incredibly popular. And then a lot of people have requested the geocaching, which was canceled last year, so we'll go ahead and do that again. And then the other thing, the last thing that we're going to do that everybody at the library is pretty excited about, years past they had small little things. One year it was monkeys. I think one year it was aliens in 2000 possibly. But we are making sock aliens, and they are going to check out of the library to go on vacation with the kids and their families. And all that we're asking is that they take a picture of themselves and the aliens in their vacation destination, even if they just go to the lake or hang out at home. You can check out an alien for a staycation if you'd like, but take a picture of him with you and then write a little story about it. Tell us what happened and let us post it in the children's area for everybody to see. I think that is all I have. I was going to kind of go through, and this is what would make it a half hour. I think it's interesting. We saw about 200 fifth graders from the middle school on Monday and Tuesday. They came to visit us, and we talked about summer reading. And I think it's kind of funny that we talk to the kids about why we do summer reading much more than we ever talk to the parents. So I won't go on and on with this today, but I have written it down, so it'll be in my off-the-shelf article in the New Ulm Journal if you want to look it up next week, and just give you a kind of an inside look at what we do when we talk to the kids about Summer Reading Club and why we find it's important for them to participate and encourage them a little bit and encourage you to come in with your children and have some fun with us this summer. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for Catherine? Don't go
have a
ducking
question?
away. You gotta fill that half hour.
I can go on and on. Yeah, if no-
Well, I'll let you know, I'm a trekker, which is not quite as a fanatic as a Trekkie, but, so I may come for the building of the Enterprise with the thing, and I'll probably
Excellent.
bring it
And
into
I-
work and display it at work, and then
Very
I'll be the
good.
awe of
I will
the,
also let you know, too, the teens are going to have an opportunity. They'll do a lot of self-guided programs on their own in the teen and the YA space. And what we're going to do is they can make one out of hardware, too, that's a little bit smaller. So that might be right up your alley.
okay.
All right?
You can do both, yeah. I'm hogging all the supplies. All right, any other questions?
No pushing the little kids out of the
Yeah, exactly, that's mine. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, and then next, under the librarian's report, we'll handle the staffing update. Paulina?
Okay, as you might know, Carla Feld, our children's library aide, retired last month. And we have a library aide position open, part-time, about 16 to 19 hours a week, and that will be closing May 19th. The last time I checked with the human resources director, we had about 7 applicants, but it's still not closed, so.
All right, and we'll move on to the action items. So we've got 3 resolutions to cover today. The first one is Resolution 2019-10, accepting the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund Legacy Grant for the program. In April 2019, the library was awarded an Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund Legacy Grant in the amount of $600 for Louis and Dan and the Invisible Band from Traverse to Sioux Library Cooperative. Louis and Dan and the Invisible Band will perform as part of the city's Concert in the Park series in German Park on Monday, June 17th, 2019 at 7 p.m. The band performs a variety of silly, educational, and interactive original music that children and families will enjoy. So, I will accept the motion to accept the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund grant for this program.
So move.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Questions?
Just, where did this come from all of a sudden?
The grant?
Yeah.
Or,
No, the grant and why this particular group?
we have typically partnered with Parks and Rec each summer to offer one of the Concert in the Park series. It's been a good partnership for us. And this year we thought we'd mix it up a little bit and do a concert that was focused on kids and families. And so we did a little bit of research on bands that were local to this part of the state, and Louis and Dan are a band from Northfield. So we thought that they were a good fit for us this year.
That's good.
No, I've been doing some reading in the paper that they're talking about they're going to be redoing the hillside in the park. Is any dates been set when that's going to happen?
Not that I've heard, but I'm not
Okay.
closely connected to that project.
Okay, so it shouldn't interfere with, what's that?
I don't think it'll be this year.
Okay, so they're just looking at lining up the bids and the money and all that kind of stuff? Okay, so it shouldn't interfere with any of the programs going on there then? Okay,
I'm sure they would have said something if it would have,
okay.
I mean, baseball is right now, that's the one they're gonna be,
Yeah, the Johnson Park,
they wouldn't be carrying up both of them.
okay. All right, thanks. All right, any further discussion? All right, hearing none, and all in favor of accepting the grant, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, the next one is Resolution 2019-11, approving bid for tree planting and mulch. 2 trees in the boulevard along Broadway on the east side of the library building were diseased and removed last year. The library board previously discussed removing the rock next to the eastern library windows by the Wanda Gog sculpture and replacing it with mulch. This was in response to a window that was likely broken by impact from the rock from the landscaping. A request for quotes for tree planting and mulch was requested from local vendors. One quote was received and is attached from River Creek Nursery. The library is eligible for the city's Boulevard tree planting reimbursement program. The city will reimburse up to 3/4 of the purchase price of a tree, or up to $125 per tree. And then now what's in the packet is different than the handout that Paulina distributed prior to the meeting, because there was some under the column of after city tree reimbursement, the numbers were a little screwed up. So we corrected that. So for a maple tree, a sugar maple, the original price is $375, but after the city tree reimbursement, which would be the maximum of $125, that reduces that to $250. For a red oak, the base price is $425, but after the $125 reimbursement, that would be reduced to $300. And then everything else is the same. All the other numbers are correct. So the labor is still at $110, and then the total comes to after the city tree reimbursement would be $660 versus the base price of $920. If 2 sugar maples are purchased after city reimbursement for $500, then the total cost would be $610. And then there's the quoted price for removal of the rock in front of the library, 1 3/4 yards of mulch, 160 square feet of weed barrier, the labor to remove the old rock on the border, and the prep for installing the barrier and the mulch. So a total for that comes to $463. The library director discussed the options above with the library's maintenance technician, who recommended planting 2 sugar maples. Sugar maples are less susceptible to disease and do not drop nuts or other detritus, that's a big word, beyond leaves. The library director recommends the board approve the planting of 2 sugar maples, and that the contractual maintenance building line be used to pay for the planting of the trees and rock replacement with mulch. So I will entertain a motion to approve the bid for the tree planting and the mulch.
Make a motion to accept the bid and approve it as presented.
I have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
All right. Do we have any discussion?
Yes, I wanted to ask, is there a secondary use for that rock once it's removed, or is it to be just hauled away?
I didn't actually discuss that. We can check with River Creek, but I just assumed we'd take it off-site.
They take it back probably and reuse it, would be my guess. Who knows what they do with it?
Well, if there's no other use for it within the city operation or at the library site, then that would make sense just to
Okay.
haul it away, but.
Yeah, I can check also with the building official would want it as well.
All right. And then also in addition to the with the sugar maples being less maintenance, I know that red oaks, they also they don't drop their leaves till really late in the season.
Oh, really?
And so typically after the snow falls, so maintenance probably wouldn't like that.
Right, yeah. And then I know we'll be probably planting them in a different spot than the 2 that we took off.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Now, are the stumps still there?
I believe that, no, they
No,
took
they
them
were
out.
removed
They
last
were
fall.
removed? Okay, I couldn't remember. All right. Any other discussion?
Are we being asked to decide if the choice will be a sugar maple and a red oak, or 2 sugar maples, or 2 red oaks?
I think it was
Is that-
recommended 2 sugar maples. I think
Yeah.
That's what we,
But if
I
we
just
we
did
can
that in
certainly
case we,
overrule that.
you
The
know,
way this
chose
re-
something different, yeah. Or
Yeah.
like
I
one
just-
of each,
The way
yeah.
this
I like the
reads
2 sugar
now-
maples.
The way it reads now is we're gonna go with the 2 sugar maples.
Unless anybody has any major issues with doing that.
It was quoted as the red oak and a sugar maple, but after
But-
talking with
but
the,
down- When you get this thing down here now,
yeah.
you read through it, it's down to 2 sugar maples now.
Yeah, we could just put, sugar maple and sugar maple in there, so that, if that's fine
Yep.
with everyone, yeah.
All right, any further discussion, questions? All right, hearing none, then all in favor of approving the bid with, going with 2 sugar maples for the tree planting, and then the mulch, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. All right, and then the last resolution for today is 2019-12, approving the bid for window cleaning. The library's maintenance technician requested bids from window cleaners to complete washing windows in the interior of the library. Due to the height of the windows, they have not been cleaned in a number of years. A bid was received from Dirk's Windows for the following. Option 1 is just interior window cleaning at $575. That's $575. Option 2 is interior and exterior cleaning for $1,050. The library director recommends using the contractual maintenance building budget line for this expenditure. So I guess it's up to us to determine if, do we want to go with Dirk's Windows and or which option we would like to go with. So was other window cleaning contractors contacted for bidding?
No, I believe he actually just came across someone cleaning somewhere and asked them to, would they be interested in, in
Okay.
a quote, or if they do that. We had originally discussed it. He thinks that some of the upper windows in the children's area, they haven't been cleaned since he's been with the library, and that could be about 14 years. So the inside and the outside, there's the height of them, he's not able to get up there to clean those. So that's why they also included the exterior ones
Right.
as well.
Okay. So we really don't know how reasonable these pricing is if we
Yeah.
don't have a competitive bid.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
I would like to suggest perhaps we get, just
That's-
table
that's
this
what
for
I
now,
was
and
just-
get it, a couple more bids, as well as the Park and Rec Department, and it has some high windows, especially out at the arena. And they have a scissors lift that they use for the exterior of those windows to clean. And on the interior, they have pole extensions, kind of a mop cleaner, cleaner on the end that will reach up an additional 18 feet, I think they've got, of extensions for that. And I'm wondering if that would be considered perhaps for the interior of the windows. If maybe maintenance staff could take a look at that as an option as well, if those windows are reachable on the inside with some kind of an extender like that.
That's good ideas, yeah. So I think we should look at, find if there's any other places that would provide vendors that would provide a competitive bid, and then also look at how other city places clean their windows, and if that would be something within the auspices of our maintenance staff to do if they had the right equipment and such.
Okay, sounds good.
Vince, I didn't realize what Carl was talking about, but I thought too, when we saw this, we have no idea of where this price is. I mean, is it high, low,
Right.
average, whatever?
Yep.
It would sure be nice at least to get at least one more bid.
Okay.
All right, so based on that, then, I think we will table this resolution for now until we have more information. And then
Sounds good.
it doesn't, I don't know if you can get that information by next month's meeting or a couple months.
I'll try, yeah.
I mean, I think it can be done
Yeah.
anytime during the this spring, summer,
Right,
fall
yeah.
kind of thing. All right. Anything else? Any other issues then to handle then today?
I just wanted to thank Carla for her 21 years of service to the library, just to put that down in our notes. She has done a marvelous job in other facets of the library, but especially her ability to step up when we did not have a children's librarian. I really appreciate that, and she will be missed.
Yeah, she will.
All right. So if no other business then we'll adjourn the meeting for this month. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.